J got them bees rocking. Presso Bay. Welcome to Straight Facts. I know you gon' feel it. All good vibes, so please save your opinions. See why I ain't here to judge, so don't be looking for a critic. Do this combos out of love and help to spread some recognition. We can talk about your favorite team and how they got you feeling. Overall growth and understanding is the mission. So just kick back and listen and analyze what's mentioned. You can even pull up next and share your thoughts. Come on, let's get it. Welcome to Straight Facts. Yeah. Welcome to Straight Facts, man. Hey.
Welcome to Straight Facts Podcast, episode 61. This is a special occasion, man. I came across the water. I wanted to grab some ones who's been basically well recommended too. Somebody I seen getting it out the mud. Somebody I seen that's been doing a lot of different things. An entrepreneur, musician, all type thing. Movie roles, star movie roles. I want to bring to the show a well-rounded person who I feel like is finna make a big move. I want to bring Courtney Carter, aka CC Loyalty is Royalty,
What's up,
to the show.
What's up?
How you doing?
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming, man. I know you have a busy schedule, a busy day like that. So I appreciate you coming on the show, Straight Facts Podcast.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, let's go.
Like all my guests, I want to like do an introduction of your childhood and where you grew up at. So tell a little bit about where you grew up at.
Well, I'm originally from Millen, Georgia,
Okay.
Jenkins County. You know, that's a small country town. I was born there. I lived there until I was like 12 years old. And then my mom got married and we moved to Waynesboro, Burke County.
Okay.
And I was 7th grade through 12th grade in Burke County.
Okay.
And then when I graduated, I moved to Orlando.
All right. Okay.
My family lives there, and I lived there from age of 18, 19 till about 22.
Okay. Okay.
Then I came to Augusta.
All right. So we're gonna rewind back a little bit, like coming up. Did you have any siblings?
Yes, I got a lot of siblings.
Okay. So let's talk about growing up in the household. What type of parents did you have? Like, how was it growing up with your siblings?
Okay. My parents weren't married.
Okay.
But I had a present father in my life. But pretty much my mom raised myself, and I have a sister, and I have an older brother on my mom's side. So I have two siblings on my mom's side. And then my dad has been married a couple of times, and I have siblings by my father. And all together with my dad, it's about 9, 10.
Okay. And
on my
you somewhere
dad's
what
side.
in the middle, younger?
I'm the oldest girl
Okay.
out of. I have 4 sisters.
Okay.
I'm the oldest out of the 4, and I've got one of my brothers passed away that was younger than me, and I have another brother younger than me. But I have an older brother that passed away.
Okay.
And then I have 2 brothers on my dad's side.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about coming up. Like, did you get in any extracurricular activities, sports, band, anything like that in school?
For me, it was track.
Okay.
I was a track star. Shout out to
Okay.
Deshaunda Mincy, Sarah Griffin, Alicia Boatwright. We was the top 4 in Jenkins County with track.
Oh yeah.
So that was really my thing. I tried out for basketball, but I learned early that you have to be conditioned
Facts.
for basketball because it looks one way on the TV when you're actually in.
And mostly back and forth and stuff like that.
So I didn't last too long with that part. I was good at shooting with the height, but track was my thing and softball.
Okay. So how long did you end up playing it? Did you play that all through high school?
Track was from 2nd grade throughout high school.
Okay.
And softball, I played softball probably about 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
Probably about 8 to 12.
All right, bet. Okay, because I like to talk about like a lot of people's sports background and how important it was. Like, what would you say that you learned from track that far as like helping you with the real world, like far as like discipline or anything? Like, what did you learn from playing track and softball that you think you could put in with what you got going on?
The first thing I learned is teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. A softball team wouldn't be a softball team with one person. It's a group of us, a team on this side, a team on that side. So I've always learned to work together, motivate each other. If you feel like it's some advice you can lend to your fellow player, do it in a constructive, positive way so that we can all be great at what we're doing.
Exactly, and be on one accord. For sure. Okay, so we're gonna speed up a little bit. So after high school graduation, was college next? Military? Like, what was that next step for Courtney? Like, once you graduated?
For me, when I graduated, when I was little, my career, what I wanted to be when I growed up, I wanted to be a journalist because I've been writing poetry since I was about 10, 12 years old. And a choreographer because I used to like to dance. But my mom would always instill in us how important it is to work. Have a good job that you know I can work this job and I can be comfortable. I'm not living check to check. So kind of with the choreography thing, it was kind of like, I don't think you're going to make no money doing that. But what I learned in this generation now, is possible.
Exactly.
With the internet, TikTok, all those types of things. But that's what I really wanted to be, a journalist, because I love writing.
Okay.
And yeah.
Who were some of the people that inspired you though, like that, as far as journalism and want to do like choreography at first? You know what I'm saying? Who were some of the people, like famous people, personal people? Like, who were some of those that inspired you or was role models in your life at that time?
Okay, as far as journalism, I would have to say it was my 7th grade literature teacher, English teacher, Miss Barbara Chalk.
Okay.
And she really inspired me and pushed me to write. Also, back when I was growing up, it's funny, but on, I think it's ABC, or I'm not sure, Mary Morrison.
Okay, yeah.
Jay Jeffries.
I think that was ABC.
I can't think of the other black lady's name, but she's been there a long time. When my grandmother and my mom always watched the news, so I was those were my 3 that I remember, and I remember Barbara Walters, Oprah Winfrey when she first started out. Those that's the name.
Yeah, them definitely was like some of the pillars, like far as like you said, our grandparents watched as we were coming up and stuff. So yeah, so shout out to them being like great leaders and stuff like that for young African Americans. All right, so far as like music though, right? When did you first like get the love for music and seeing something that you thought you can like maybe have a career out of it, something that you can chase your dreams with? Like, when did that start? What age was that? Having that passion.
Like I said, my first love was being a choreographer. I've been growing up with music for a long time. My mom, shout out to Mom Dukes.
For sure.
She listened to all types, all genres of music. She had the 45 records, the big records. She had when she got the record on, don't touch it, scrape my record type thing. So I've always grown up with music since I was younger. But I would say about between 8 and 10 is when I really was like, this is something that I could see myself doing in the future. But like I said, it was choreography. I didn't have a connection with writing music, performing music back then. It was just a love of music and actually dancing. But to get to the point of actually wanting to do the music, like I said, I started writing poetry at the age of 12 in 7th grade. So I had been doing that my whole life, and I say probably about 2008, 9, somewhere in there. That's when I decided I was going to get on the music journey, and I decided I was going to learn how to transfer poetry over to music.
Okay, all right. So what would you say was that first song that you thought like, okay, I think people gonna take me serious, like I think this the one I feel like I can do something with? Do you remember that first song?
I remember the first song that I wrote. I was confident in it. It was called The Quiet Storm.
Okay.
On shout out to Curry Cartel Records. Back in the day, that's where I got my first opportunity to record a song with. But like back then, I was new to everything, so a lot of things I didn't know, and it was pretty much under the guidance of somebody else, and I'm just like recording the music, but I don't really have an understanding exactly what's what
For
with
sure.
the music.
For sure. Okay, so what would you say the inspiration was behind The Quiet Storm?
Mm-hmm.
What was the inspiration behind making that song, as well as coming up with the name for that?
Shout out to David Curry because he helped me come up with the idea. It was pretty much like I was new to the music. Nobody knew I was ever interested in music. So when I came out with that song, Quiet Storm, it was like I'm just creeping in real quiet. Next thing you know, boom, I'm here.
I like
So
that.
that's how we came about with Quiet Storm.
That's hard. That's nice. I like that. Okay, so who would you say was some of the female artists, rap artists, musicians that you looked up to coming up at that time, whether it be local or like famous?
Okay, I'll mix a little of both in. As far as celebrity wise, my inspirations was rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. That was one of my favorites. Lil Chat,
Yep.
the tag team duo. Of course, I grew up on Lil Kim. When Trina first came out, but if you want to take it back a little further, Queen Latifah, Roxanne, Shantae. As far as the females, locally, shout out to Nani Montana.
Okay.
And I wish you come back to the scene, baby girl, because she was hard. Like, she's ultimately one of my favorite local female rappers. It's been some years since she's been on the scene, but she ain't forgotten.
She was
about
one of the ones.
Yes.
Okay.
Miss Dynamic.
Okay.
She was one of when I was first start music that inspired me. Kizzy Franklin.
Okay.
She was another one that was out when I first started. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So shout out to them, man, being something, because I know how tough it is for female musicians coming up.
is.
And I want you to talk about it a little bit. The pros and cons of being a female artist or even an entrepreneur as a whole. Can you talk about how difficult it is coming up being a female in the industry?
Okay, as far as being a female in the industry, it has its challenges. But if you are a person that believes in yourself and you have the motivation to keep pushing forward, once you get those stumbling blocks, you're gonna keep going. You're just gonna see past them and keep going. What I've learned is over the years, it's not really like that now because I'm older. But when I first started being a female and trying to be in the industry, you run across, well, I have ran across men that use the "you look good, I like you" type of thing to entice you to come over this way, record here, let me get on a feature. But it's nothing substantial behind it. It's really just a lust. And in your mind, you thinking like, I'm trying to get this song recorded, do this, do that. They mind on something else.
Facts.
So in the past, I have dealt with some of that type of stuff, but when I've dealt with stuff like that, I pretty much just like, okay, if my money ain't good, I'm trying to pay and you don't want the money, you just want to look at me and be in your studio, I don't want to do business with you. I would like to do business with people that want to get paid, because this is a business.
Exactly.
And have respect for me as a woman, because outside of me, it's going to be other women might come in here. You don't want to put this stigma on yourself like, dang, I can't even go and record and do business with him because he always trying to talk to me and talk to her.
Exactly.
That's the type of stuff that I used to deal with. You don't know how many songs that I have in the archives that I've had people featured on that I've scrapped. And I've taken my verse off their song and did my own song with it. Because it's just too it's
The
too
energy and
much.
everything was off. Yeah, so you rather avoid it and just move on to the next.
I like to be business and professional.
For sure. Okay, and see that's what I wanted you to cover and like just show some of the females up and coming, how to maneuver in this game and stand strong on what you believe in and don't fold for lust and things like that.
And you can't lead with, and there's a lot of beautiful women out here, a lot of beautiful artists, entrepreneurs, whatever. You can't lead with your sexuality. Because if you lead with that when you're trying to do business, they're not going to take you serious. And then this guy's going to tell the next guy and the next guy and the next guy, oh, she come in, she easy, she did. Oh, you just tell her this, you can get.
Yep.
No, you have to lead with professionalism and let them know, here's my money, I'm trying to do business, and keep it like that. And I feel like if you do it like that, then a lot of the stumbling blocks that a lot of females might go through, they probably wouldn't.
Exactly, to avoid all those. Okay, all right. So, all right, what do you see yourself in the next 1 or 2 years, whether it's with your music, and also I want to talk about your movie roles and things like
Okay.
that. What do you see yourself in the next 1 or 2 years with everything overall?
The next 1 to 2 years, my goal, and I've already claimed it, that my cleaning business will be up and running with employees, and it not be me doing everything, and I can employ other people, and then I can actually take my time and do music, movies. But I can still be making this income from my business, helping other people obtain employment, and I want to, because I'm starting over from 7 years ago going to prison. So it's not starting over, but it's still rebuilding. But within these 2 years, I want to have gotten everything together, what I've been setting in place to actually have me a home.
For sure.
And own a home and not pay rent.
Exactly. Yeah, there's some good goals to try to obtain as well. And you mentioned prison, so that segues to my next question. Like, let's talk about that experience. And first of all, like, what led you to get in prison, and just some of the experiences that you experienced while locked up.
Well, some people that may have seen other podcasts, I've talked about this before, and I don't glorify it or put it like it's accolade, because it's not. But I went to prison for trafficking possession of marijuana, crossing the guard lines, which means I was going into the prison system with it like that. So that's what ultimately landed me in prison. But I thank God for it.
For sure.
Anytime I talk about it, I would say I thank God for it, because it saved my life. It sought me down for me to realize what's important, all the mistakes I made, the family that I've hurt. I learned from that I want to be a better person. Because when you start messing up in life and making a lot of mistakes where you give people something negatively to talk about, that's what it's going to be. So if I'm out here doing all this negative stuff or illegal stuff, at some point it's going to catch up with you. When people start talking, you can't be upset about it, because you put yourself in that situation. So I learned, I made those mistakes. I'm done with it. I want better. I'm never going back to prison. They always say never say never. I'm not going back to prison.
Real talk. Real talk.
So in that, I changed my entire life. And when I came home, when I was in there, because a lot of people in prison, what they call jail talk, prison talk. When I got out, I put everything in action that I wrote down, my vision boards, all of that. And every step of the way, it might have taken me a little longer, but it's been panning out. And God has been letting me know, keep going, keep doing the right thing. You're on the right track.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so it sounds like you learned a lot from there, and that you on a straight and narrow path, and you ain't trying to look back on it. So
That's right.
shout out to that, man, for sure. All right, so we're gonna talk about your movie roles a little bit. How long did you first know that you can do that, like far as play movies? And let's talk about some of your experiences with. Shout out to J. Paul, the whole
That's right.
CTC
Shout out
United.
J. Paul, Chantel, CTC United.
For sure. So let's talk about them experiences working with them. How is it working with the team, and some of your experiences on the movie sets and stuff like that?
Well, it's been wonderful for me working with the CTC United group. We're a family. We uplift each other. We make each other accountable. And everybody in CTC wants to see each other grow. And that's what I really appreciate, and that's why I just love being a part of this family. When I first, the movie thing didn't just, I woke up one day and say, oh, I'm going to act in a movie. Honestly, I've always, like in high school, you do the plays and stuff like that. I was always good at writing. So Miss Chalk would always make me write something and recite it and pick this person to do this and do that. So boom, when I went to prison, Emmanuel Women's Facility in Swainsboro, Georgia, shout out to y'all. We started it was me and two other ladies. We started the first mime team, and the deputy warden, Deputy Greer. Shout out to you, ma'am. I appreciate you. She stayed on me because she always used to say, Miss Carter, you don't look like you belong here. Why is you here? And I always thought she had an attitude. And I used to think she just like, oh, why is this lady just bothering me? But she wasn't. She was really showing me like, when you go to prison, you can see all type of people. You can pick, oh yeah, she look like she need to be here. She don't. That's just how it is. And then listen to me talk, and my family constantly coming every weekend, Saturday and Sunday to see me. She was like, this ain't the usual. So she just came in one day and she was like, the Christmas play. I want you to write a Christmas play. And I want it to be funny about Jesus. And I was like, she said, I want to laugh. I want Tyler Perry laugh. Funny. I was like, oh, goodness. But what I did, I wrote it. I casted the other female inmates as what character they wanted to be. I did the props, which came down to painting and making this and making that. And that's really what started me. But I can act. I can do this. And when they had J. Paul and Chantel had an audition for my first movie, She Thought. No, Body Count Bentley.
Okay.
And initially, I auditioned, and I think another young lady was selected, but for whatever reason, something happened, and they had to get somebody else, and I got selected. And from there, it started off a small role, then it gradually got more roles, more speaking parts, more this, more that, to the point now I'm like
leading roles and stuff like that.
Yes, I'm still working.
For sure.
I'm still working and growing.
Facts.
But I'm leveling up each time I perform a song, write a song, acting in a movie.
For sure.
So yeah,
exactly.
It's been good.
Okay, man. I love to see it because you got your hands in a lot of different things, whether it be movie roles, music, all type of things. You said your cleaning company and things like that. So what type of upcoming projects that you got that you working on, whether it be music or movie wise? Okay, I see that you just dropped something recently, a music video. So let's talk about that a little bit. The whole title of the song, the inspiration with the video and everything, because I seen it's been going up. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yes, thank you so much. Shout out to the demigoddess Chantel Francis. Get at her for all your video needs. She got you.
Yes, sir.
The single for the video I just released is called Rich Shit. It's on my EP Queen Chronicles. And Queen Chronicles, when I released it strictly on Bandcamp.
Okay.
And I did that for a particular reason, and let it ride and let it sit and, see the people's vibe off of the album. And then when we did the Rich Shit video, I released Rich Shit as a single through all streaming sites. And then after I did that, then I released the whole album, Queen Chronicles. It's streaming on all platforms. I released it to all the streaming platforms except just exclusively the Bandcamp.
Okay.
But my new projects, I have my album coming out. I don't like to really put dates on things because things change, and depending on what quarter and who dropping and what's going on, you have to keep that stuff in mind. But I'm shooting for somewhere around the summer. Okay. I got an idea of the date. I just don't like to expose my hand too much. I like to just like that. Movie roles. We're getting ready to start filming a new movie, Can I Breathe? Okay. And as far as the movie's gonna keep flowing. It doesn't necessarily mean that every movie that drops that Courtney Carter, CeCe Loyalty's Royalty is gonna be in it.
Facts.
But I'm still a part of the family, so I'm still support it and promote it. But yeah, 2025 is looking to be a good year to set it off for what I envision for 2026.
For sure. And it's looking good, man. I love it.
I appreciate it.
So I got a couple more questions before I let you get on out of here. I know you got a lot of things going on. So we want to talk about the IHA Awards. And I seen that you won recently.
Shocked.
Oh yeah?
Extremely shocked.
Good competition and stuff?
Yes.
Let's talk about that then, like how it felt to have your peers vote for you and go against a lot of great competitors out here with it. How did it make you feel to win those important awards? Because I see there's one of the most successful award shows in the recent years and things. So talk about your experience.
I just want to say shout out to J. Paul the whole CTC United brand for bringing the IHA Awards, bringing acknowledgement to business owners, music, everything. We just appreciate them for that. I was shocked because last year, when they did the IHA Awards, but 2023 rather, I was nominated for 2. It was music and my cleaning business. I got the nomination, but I didn't win. But what I've learned, we're all winners. The IHA Awards is not saying, well, this person won the award for this category, so you're all losers. That's not what it means. They're showing recognition to a lot of people, and what a lot of people need to understand is the people vote for who they want. It's not but the CTC brand people picking. It's the people that pick. And once the people pick, then they narrow it down, and then the people nominate. And you have to, as a nominee, you have to promote yourself.
Okay.
You have to share your stuff to your audience. And I'm in professional mode on Facebook, so I do a lot of engaging.
For sure.
And that engaging allows and helps other people engage with you. So when I share some of theirs, they're going to share some of mine. It's going to keep going and keep going and keep going. And that's basically what I've been trying to, keep going. But it's crazy because when we was at the IHA Awards, I was sitting there looking cute.
So you didn't know you won until they...
No, nobody knows who won till the actual, when they announce it and say the winner. So I'm sitting there, recording and,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and they talking and then after a while, it was like Courtney Carter or CeCe Loyalty. Then it clicked. And then my homegirl, Laura, that was sitting there, she was like,
girl, that's you.
And I'm like, man. Like, yeah. And the only thing I could think of was like, oh my gosh. And then the nominees that were in the category are a lot of people that I respect that has been doing this longer than me. And like I said, I never look at it as a competition. I look at it as acknowledgement. And when you up and coming and you're placed in categories with people that have more accolades than you, to me, it's a blessing. And it's like I feel honored.
Facts.
So to everybody winners.
Exactly. You're right, though. You got to look at the big overall picture of just being acknowledged by your peers and stuff like that. Everybody can't win.
That's right. Then you have to, in that situation, think about the people that did vote for you. So if you didn't win per se, because we're all winners,
Facts.
You can't make your supporters and those that voted for you feel like, well, dang, my vote didn't mean nothing because you didn't win. So you have to stay humble and you have to be appreciative of the people that do vote. But it's a lot of work you have to put in to get those people to share and acknowledge and recognize and see, oh, well, she got this going on, I'll send her a vote. If you got nominated and you're not sharing it with other people, it's not going to go nowhere.
Exactly.
And you're going to have one person that's going to have way more votes than you because they putting in the work to share. And you got to do more than Facebook, more than Instagram. Whatever social media platform you on, if it's 10 of them, everything you do, put it on all 10 of them. Exactly. Because you're going to draw somebody from TikTok to your Facebook, from Facebook to Instagram, and it's just going to be a complete circle where it's just, so.
Exactly. And I'm glad you covered all that too, because I was going to ask you the importance of social media. So, but you just covered everything. And I'm glad you giving folks the sauce of how to do it. Like, just promote, hit all these different platforms and stuff like that, and just see where it go.
And then one thing I learned with these social media platforms, everything is not free.
Facts.
If it costs you a couple dollars to boost your post, because you want this post to reach a larger audience, and in that larger audience reach, it could be a producer, it could be whatever you might be looking for in your life at that time, or what you putting out there looking.
And I'll take that one person.
Yeah, so a lot of time people want everything free. It don't work like that. Everything in life is a business.
Well, I appreciate it. Is there any other things that you feel like you need to cover? Anything your fans need to know? Anything about your businesses or how they get in touch with you? The name of all your social medias and things like that.
To connect with me, any bookings for music performances, my email is CEE lir27@gmail.com. Facebook, Courtney Carter, or CC Loyalty is Royalty. Instagram, CEE _ Loyalty.
Thank you for coming on Straight Facts Podcast,
Thank you for
episode
having
61. And hopefully soon in the date we could come with another part 2, do a little recap after your movies and your project that you're working on drop.
Yes.
So thank you for coming on Straight Facts Podcast.
Thank you for having me.
For sure. And we'll see y'all next week on
Straight
episode
Facts
62.
Podcast.
Yes, sir. Y'all follow her on all platforms. Courtney
CC
Carter.
Loyalty is Royalty, Courtney Carter.
Fact. Shout out CTC, man, for the hospitality.
Yeah.
Beautiful in here. Appreciate it. Shout out J. Paul and Miss Chantel, man, for sure. We out of here. Straight Facts Podcast. Let's go. Thank you.